Good morning, everyone. It's Christina, and I am back again with our mini album. I want to try to finish the decorating today, if at all possible. This is day 10 of our countdown to Christmas, and this is such a cute little album. I think that you're going to really love it. So, I already have everything picked where I'm going to put it. So I'm just going to pull them down so they're not right in my little folds. And as you can tell, I've got art glitter glue all over my hands already. Okay. Now, these are going to be going like this, but I'm going to turn it like this for a second so I can get this out. Okay, so what I did was here, I'm just going to put a little belly band. And I forgot to ink my edges on it. Let me ink those up right quick. And to make a belly band, all you're going to do is cut you out a piece of paper, I used my decorative paper. You can use like the green, you could use the green cardstock or whatever, and then decorate it up. It doesn't have to be very wide. It's just there to hold some things into your little album. So I'm going to my hair off of that. And this is cut. I cut this at 6 3/4, and then I scored it at the 1/2 inch and the 1/4 inch. So that's going to go there, and then we're going to need a little stop, or our pages can get down in this little area right here and cause some problems. So what we're going to do is I just cut this out of the paper. It's just cinnamon sugar, and I just made sure I had 2 words. You could just use 1 word. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be very big. And all you do for this is you're just going to take some art glitter glue or glossy accents, or I prefer to use the glue because it dries solid, and then when you put your tags and all in here and tuck it down in there, it doesn't tend to get stuck in there. Then I'm just going to kind of try to center this up little ways out of from the paper so that we're sure we're not getting in our and see, it just makes a little pocket thing kind of. And it doesn't take that very long to dry. And then they had these a little strip, looks like this. It had these in it from the Kitchen Of. And I used a 1.5 inch circle punch and punched these out. But I think a 2 inch circle punch would get all of this. I just could not find my 2 inch. I haven't seen it since I moved rooms. So you want to make sure that you're going to do the same thing here. And you're just going to do the very little bit on the bottom. Well, I'd got all that gunk out of it. That's really too much, but it does dry clear, just so y'all know. And you're just going to put this. I just used a little snowflake, and I just kind of guess. If you want to sit there and count squares or triangles or whatever, or diamonds, you can do so. I'm just not going to. Okay, and then I had just cut out some of my leftover papers, and these that have the little curved edge, I took out of the other album. I decided I don't need 2 of them. This is for me. It's not a gift. It would make a cute gift, but this is for me. And then my son will get it later in life. So what you do is you're just going to put this through there, and then I just kind of try to, you know, put stuff cockeyed in there. And then they have these that you can cut out, and they're so cute. But now when you're using something like this for a little tag, you need to make sure you ink both sides. Oh, I got a little crazy with the ink there. This way, when you go to use this, you can pull this out and you can put a picture back here, or you could put another recipe, or journaling, you know, talk about the fun y'all had and all that. Same with the back of this one, the black and white one. And then I just do that right there. And then down here, I put one of the recipe cards, and I tuck a red back behind it. And sometimes I'll tuck two, sometimes I'll tuck a red and a green. But this just keeps them from falling out. Okay, now onto this page. Now, this page, I did something different. These next pages are going to have these little pockets that I have, these little envelopes. And these do open up. You can actually tuck something down in there. So if you didn't do your album, if you decided, you know, hey, I don't want to do a cookie album, I think I'll do a baby album, then there's lots of places for you to tuck little things. And I just made some hinges for the back, and I'll show you in just a second how I did that. And I inked around this area right here. Just didn't do a very good job. But that'll let it kind of pop that design out. Okay, now to make that, you're going to cut a 1-inch piece of cardstock that matches the length of your thing. You're going to score it at the 1/2 inch mark. I'm just going to fold it here because, just for time's sake. And then you would put it like, you would tape both sides. You would put it like this. Now let's do it on a different colorway. And then you do another one for down here, and then that will give you a side diagonal type pocket. And you don't have to use the little envelopes. You could use these. Just make these to size and, you know, use them. I just had these envelopes and I thought, well, I'm just going to use them there. And then I'm going to stick these little things right here. And I've got this, and I'm going to put back behind like that. And then it doesn't come with enough of the circles to do every page, but it has these little squares that you can cut out that say different things. So I'm going to just do it just like I did the little circle. I'm just going to glue my bottom. And then stick this on. Hold it for just a minute. It does not take long for the art glitter glue to dry. And I have to apologize to y'all. I did yesterday's video really late, and I was sick yesterday, and I somehow hid the video. So it's publishing right now, and I do apologize. I meant for that to be out last night. I had thought it was, but it wasn't. And then you're just going to tuck your little cards in. And then we're going to do the same for this page. Only I am alternating the sides that I put my envelopes. Make sure my strings are all hidden, pulled up so that they're not going to be in the way. And I had put this on the wrong side, so I had to use my art glitter glue to I mean, not my art glue, my undo to get it off so I could fix it. Because it was going the wrong, it was going to be going the wrong way. Okay, and if you wanted, you could stamp some things on here if you wanted, or like stamp Merry Christmas or whatever. Let's see, I just have a few pages that I'm gonna, little tags. Let me grab another green one and ink it up. And you can make your tags longer. I just took what I had left over and and I think that I have figured out a way so that my camera doesn't stop at 27 to 28 minutes, so that if, like, the first day, day 8, I could have gotten the whole construction of the album on it. Alright, I'm just going to stick that right there. And these probably needed to be a lot longer. Alright, and then this little round one. Everything, I'm tried to make sure I've inked everything, and everything that needs tape has been taped. And if you're me, you have to check and see. Make sure you didn't tape the wrong part. I mean, glue the wrong part. And if these recipes come from different people, then you can write who the recipe was from. Like, I make candy that my Granny Grace made. So when I put her recipe in here, I could put in here for Stephen that this came from Granny Grace. Actually, it'd be his great Granny Grace. Okay, there's that one done. See, these pages go fast once you get the album together and you get these matted. And everything's cut and inked, and by no means does it really go fast. I'm going to go ahead and put this one down here so it can be drying since the other is taped. Okay, and then I already have, and see, I had messed this one up too, so I had to, this one I didn't use the undo on, so you can tell the difference between this and the one I used the undo on. We're just going to put this one down right here in this corner. Let's see, I know we have this to go there. We have, this is going to go here. This is going to go here. These are going to go right there. And then I think I'm going to tuck this red one right here. I kind of want to make sure the recipe card isn't on this, doesn't get faded into this other paper. Okay, now our next one. Let me go ahead and find my little circle and get it on first. Ah, there you are. I'm going to use my undo to, It's a multi-purpose tool. It's going to help hold that open. Ah, see? I told you, if you're not me and you don't double check, if you're like me and you don't double check, you'll end up putting it in the wrong spot, which I did. Okay, and then Stephen he got to meet his great-grandmother Grace and his great-grandfather Thomas, whom he's named after. His name is Stephen Thomas Blaine Morris. And then my grandfather's name was Thomas Blaine. So they're named after each other. He's named after him. And so he got to actually meet them. He has got to talk to his great-grandmother, my grandmother, several times. She passed away last year, but he got to meet her and got to meet my grandfather, his great-grandfather, before he passed away. So, but my Granny Ann and my Pawpaw Jr., he didn't get to meet them. Granny Ann passed away when I was 14, and Pop passed away when I was 24. And I didn't have Stephen until I was 31. So, alright, look at that. But I could put my Granny Ann, put her recipe for pralines, pecan pralines on here. Or her recipe for divinity, or her fudge recipe, or her, what is the little bread patty thing, that's made of peanuts, peanut patty. I'm not sure what it's called. I haven't made any of the pralines or peanut patties or divinity in many years. I used to make them because it reminded me of my grandmother. So I used to make them a lot. Make sure I did this right. Okay. And if you notice, I'm alternating the sides that I am putting my pockets on, my envelopes on. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it doesn't bulk up all one side. It kind of puts some more of the bulk over here, but also because I just like it. I like the way it looks. So, okay, we're going to tuck us in some little cards here. Let's get us a green one right there. Let's tuck this